Hello, hello. Oh, I had YouTube open up in the background there. Time to make a scoreboard. Well, actually, more like finish up a scoreboard, but same thing. I don't think I've touched pretty much anything since last night when I shut the stream down. Everything is pretty much left how it was before. But today, I'm gonna be building pretty much the whole thing. I have like the basic of it set up. I think the only thing that I'm like thinking about is how I want to get the data and have this like update on the fly. Because there's definitely a couple ways to do this. I think one of them is actually going to be using this right here. This data that we collected before on the game mode. This is only going to be part of the data though. This is like the overall team data, but we also need the individual player data, like their kills and deaths. Tracking assists is also something that I'm going to look into, but kills and deaths right now are the most important part. So yeah. Now, on the game state itself, or maybe it's not on the game state, maybe on the game mode. Yeah, we have this right here. This add to death total. And we also have add to score. So my thought process is like every time a score is like added like this, we can update the scoreboard. Yeah, because it looks like I already have something set up here. That's accessing the HUD to update something. The thing is, though, each one of these like scoreboard slots needs like an identifier so we can tie it back to the player state. I mean, technically we could use a delegate, like a multicast delegate or something, on each player state, and then tie these slot widgets to it. So whenever a score happens, it'll automatically update. And we'll broadcast it in the we'll broadcast it into those on-rep functions. Yeah, I think that's a good way to do this. Oh boy, here we go again. What does this mean? Analyzing blueprints project. Test failed with the message. Enhanced Unreal support. What is this error? think that might be slowing it down. I don't know what that could be. Hey, Prince. Yeah, I saw that. What's up? What happened? Somebody die? So I got off a job interview and it's like 1K a week for training. Okay. What what did you have to commute? Well, how far is the commute? Dude, you can't, there's no fucking shot you can do that. That's way too much. You would literally be spending $1,000 in rideshare a week, so you wouldn't be getting paid anything. Yeah, I don't see how you'd ever be able to do that. Maybe like relocate over there? Uh, would you? Well, the thing is, you don't know if it's like a guarantee. Like, what happens after the training? Uh, yeah, but like, what's the job? Like, what are you doing? Who's hiring? Why? I don't... This is so frustrating. How long it takes for it just to save. I don't get it. I could ask for the first 2 weeks if I could do remote. Yeah, but power home remodeling. Like, what are you gonna be doing for him though? It's a sales job? So Prince, this is what's gonna happen. It's, yeah, 8 weeks paid training, but guess what they can do? They can hire you, and in training, if you're not doing, or they don't think that you can do it, they just fire you. It's salary. If it's a sales job and it's like a salary. That's one of the first sales jobs I've ever heard that's salary. A majority of them are like, you get like pennies and then you make commission. So let's read the fine print. Base salary plus uncapped commission bonus. Average earning potential. 72K to 130,000. Do you see how that's like not guaranteed? That's the potential. Let's see. The company is a high-pressure sales scam that on the surface sells home products. They hire subcontractors and apply a ridiculous markup. It seems like they're not great. Okay, so this is what you're in for. Door-to-door sales position. $26,000 is your base salary, with commissions and bonuses on top if you could sell. 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday, and then every other Saturday. So you're going to be a door-to-door salesperson, I would assume. Yeah, that's a lot, man. I don't know if I would do that. Not only that, but you'd have to commute an hour and a half. That just doesn't seem right. Check Discord. I have it closed. What'd you send me on Discord? I know this does not work in functions, but just gonna generate another error. I'm probably gonna have to relaunch Visual Studio. It is not working with me today. Yeah, let me close this and reopen it. It has been incredibly slow. Yeah, I have no idea why this has such a problem. There's got to be an extension or something that's really messing with it. Enhanced Unreal Engine support requires the free Visual Studio Integration Tool plugin. This is what I could imagine is just slowing the shit out of Visual Studio. 'Cause my lord, is it really behind? Alright, how do I get this enabled so my Visual Studio stops screaming at me? Gotta love this. Visual Studio Integration Tool. I am pretty sure I have this. Do I have it? What the fuck? Why is it turned off? Oh, well. All right. Why did it create like an entirely separate CPP file? What the hell? Gosh, the errors. I really don't want to regenerate everything. That is really annoying. I just want this to work as it should. So it thinks that it's like supposed to go to this file here, but that's not the correct spot. God, come on. What? What is this? Get rid of that. Okay, now it seems to be working. Oh, whoops. Whoops. Okay. Just gotta grab the include here. Oh, thanks for the follow, man. I appreciate it. Oh, one thing I forgot to pin in messages, actually. I'm pretty much an open book to answering any questions anybody has. So for this scoreboard, we want to break these things up into like their own like vertical boxes by like team. So what I want to do is when we're looking at a player, we can grab the team ID off the player. And we can create these vertical boxes based off of which team they have and assign it that way. So I'm just thinking if I want to create a function to organize that part of it. We're basically going to do this. This right here is pretty much the logic that I used in creating the lobby, which is a little bit different, but the overall structure of this will remain the same for the most part. Oh, that's fair enough. This is actually, it's funny you say that. That's the way I actually got into doing this stuff. I was like, oh, that's really cool what they can make. And then a couple years later, here I am. Right now we're not making anything like too impressive. This is a scoreboard. But the way I'm designing the scoreboard is when you create a lobby, you can have as many teams and as many players per team as you want. And this scoreboard will auto-generate and break up into separate groups depending on the amount of teams and players. So I don't want to like hard code any like formation of this. I just want it to be given like data on players and team sizes and then just create it. And right now I'm just thinking about how I want to create these vertical boxes. Yeah. So the way I'm gonna do it is it's like it's gonna be like an arena game, but I also want to use this scoreboard and this like team system that I made and like the other games that I'm going to be creating. So I want it to be like as dynamic as possible, so I can pretty much put it to like any multiplayer scenario and it'll just like work. Because I'm gonna be honest, I really, really, really don't want to rewrite this again. So if I'm gonna do it once, I'm gonna do it right, I guess is a way to put it. So I won't have to touch it again. Visual Studio's also been giving me a slight problem lately. Just been acting super slow. So I think the way I'm gonna do this is I'm gonna use an array, and the index of the array is gonna correlate with the team ID. And that's how I'm gonna store these. So we're going to create this widget here. Then what I'm going to do is check to see what team this player's on. And see if our array has an index with that team. And just to give you like context, if you don't know what like an array is, you can think of it as like a checklist, like a numbered checklist. And everything in this is pretty much just like written in order of like 0 to like whatever number you want to end it at. So I'm seeing if our array has enough vertical boxes in it. If it doesn't, I'll create one for the team ID that is coming through. Whenever I pause, I'm usually like thinking just like a little bit ahead on like how I want to write this. Right now we're grabbing the team ID and we're seeing if it's less than the amount of vertical boxes that we have. And if it is, then we just create one. So if we have, let's just say 4 teams. So this -1 would be 3. Generic team ID. I think these start at 0. They do. Okay, yeah, I remember that now. Yeah, that should do it. Then what we're going to do is we are going to check at that point in the list and see if we actually made this box or not, like actually constructed it. And if we did not, then we're going to make it. I could like really cut down the amount of words I use in this by just doing this. So everywhere I wrote this, I'm just going to replace with teamID. Now, I have a habit of writing this, and I think I'm being like completely like five-head writing code like this, and then my whole game just like crashes. And then I spend like a couple hours just like figuring out what I wrote, what I did wrong. But I think this looks okay. Yeah, so what this is going to do is when the scoreboard opens up, it's like when the first time it opens up, it's going to add all the players to it and fill in all the spots for like their given team. So like teams 1 through 4, all their spots will be filled up with players on each of their teams, or like teams 1 and 2. And what it's going to do is whenever somebody gets a kill or something, we're not going to have to refresh the whole scoreboard again. The way I have it set up is just that player will be able to update his own slot. And if he surpasses the person above him, then it'll move his slot up. Hopefully that makes sense. Yeah, the cool thing about programming is like trying to automate as much stuff as possible. With like any type of numbers or letters you give it. Oh, I wrote something wrong. What's that? Hides a previous local declaration. Ah, that is true. It definitely does that. No. Don't do that again. We'll just make a new one. We'll just label this first vertical box. Then we should not have any problems. The next step in this process is going to be designing the actual like slots themselves. Oh, did it not save? Try that again after saving. This should work. Yeah, so yesterday what we did was set up the arena game mode for this. I'll show you that in just 1 second here. But we got pretty much all the timing of like the rounds and everything complete. So I created like doors and everything that are on like a set timer. You have like a preparation period in the beginning. When the preparation period ends, the doors open, match starts. You get your like your match time. It goes through, it completes. And then you have like an intermission period that happens right here. And after a handful of seconds, it'll kick back into the next round's preparation time. Just for this game mode, you get 2 levels. So you get like 2 skill points that you can rank up abilities with. All the way until level 12. So we pretty much got that wrapped up. It does the bookkeeping for like all the rounds as well. So yeah, 3v3 exactly. So it's going to be as soon as you die, like, you know, you're out. You go into like spectate on your teammates. So it's like single kill elimination rounds. So the team play is going to be an important part. There's also going to be like 1v1s and stuff. 5v5s would probably be pretty ridiculous. But yeah, it's going to be first-person MOBA. I'm also thinking of adding in gear as well, like equipment. So you can boost like certain attributes in the game. And class trees, which is the next thing we're going to work on after we get the initial game state pretty much done. But yeah, so far so good. Thought I just heard it crash for a second, but nothing. Balancing mage classes or any by default? So the way the game is going to work is I really like building and like designing like what's the word for it? Like different builds in games. Like League, you're like constricted to like your abilities and like the items that you can like buy, right? The way I'm designing this game is you get to pick from 3 classes. So like Pyromancer, Tempest, which is kind of like storms and like, you know, blizzard, stuff like that. Another class is like Druid. So you get to combine like 3 sets of abilities in the character, and just like make like ridiculous like builds with it. So like each class has its like own like purpose, so to speak, but they all have like defensive, offensive, and like utility abilities, which like kind of align for like some ridiculous combos that you can do with them. So you could do like any set of like unique builds that you want. I have some designs for the other classes I'm going to add into the game, but it's going to be like super diverse with the 3 skill trees that you get to pick. Each class has like 9 abilities that you can use as well, so players won't... Yeah, I don't know if the meta would be figured out that fast, to be honest with you. There's like... It's a lot to take in, but the way that I'm going to be balancing it is... a lot of games, multiplayer especially, they'll have like a DPS that they balance around. So like, how fast can this character do this much damage over this amount of time? And they'll pretty much balance all the spells and like combos in the game to wrap around like that amount. So for like burst characters and stuff like that, like a lot of their damage is going to come in the beginning, but if you look like their damage curve, it like slows down towards the end a lot, where they can't like sustain that damage. So over like the course of like an 8-second period or like 6-second period, everybody's damage is going to be roughly the same. And that allows players to pick characters that do burst damage, do sustained damage, or set up like combos towards like the tail end of it. So that kind of balancing allows for a lot of different playstyles. But I'm definitely going to miss something, and there's going to be some like really fucking game-breaking combos you can do. That's for sure. But no one can heal, right? So this is the thing. There is going to be healing class, but the way the healing class is going to be balanced is a lot of games have healing just be broken throughout the whole course of the game, no matter what, from early, mid to late game. In my opinion, from playing like a ton of like MMORPGs, MOBAs, stuff like that, healing should be really like in the beginning, and then over time it gets better to match like DPS. So healing classes in this game are going to be like more of like a scaling late game type of class, where a lot of their abilities won't give a ton of like effect in the beginning, but later in the game they'll be a bit better, so they can sustain or like not die immediately to like a full-on burst in one fell swoop. You know what I mean? So like at the end it'll probably match sort of to the damage, but they won't be able to just like out heal everything in the beginning, like in most games that healing is a thing. It's going to be a very slow scale. Yeah, exactly. You don't want to be able to like out heal like a mage class that like its whole kit just is reliant on burst. That is like the opposite of fun. Nobody likes playing against that. Also, do you guys have like any suggestions on like classes? I do love ideas. With low health, slow fire rate but high damage, focusing on reward of the aim. I think any class of yours also do that. So there are like classes that you could make where it's like the lower they are in health, like the more damage they do, kind of like a berserker style. The classes I have now are Pyromancer, Tempest, and Druid. Pyromancer, their whole kit is their auto attacks like apply like stacks of burn, and all their abilities like kind of play around that. Where like one of their abilities consumes all the stacks of burn on the target and immediately does the damage at that second, and then reapplies them. There's another one that spreads the burn to all other targets in the area as well. There's other abilities where it's like it'll have like a burst of flame on the ground that applies like 2 stacks of burn to everything hit and does like damage as well. Tempest is another class that has kind of like a stacking feature, but it's kind of the opposite. where their auto attacks give them a stack of something called intensity, and you can have 5 stacks of intensity, and what that does is when you use an ability, it'll consume all the stacks of intensity, and it will kind of give that ability an upgrade. Like the ability will have like a larger AoE, it'll do more damage, stuff like that. So it's kind of like a ramping feature, where you just like ramp up this stack, and then you can use all the stacks at once on any ability you choose, and it'll have like a special effect to it. And then the druid class is like the healing class, where they collect spirits from players and AI that die. And spirits is where they get like their healing from. So the more spirits that the druid has, the more effective their healing abilities will be, to a capped point. But those are subject to change. But that's how I have them made at this point. And I think thank you, I appreciate that. But I will take your idea into account, because I definitely need more classes. I have a list of like class ideas and stuff that I was working on. So Pyromancer, Alchemist, Occultist, Arcanist, Necromancer, Tempest, Druid, the Necromancer is going to be a class that I'm gonna really like to play, so it's probably gonna be fucking overpowered as shit. But it basically spreads like plagues onto people. And plagues are going to be basically a debuff, but each one does a different thing. When I played like a ton of Warcraft, I really loved like damage over time classes. So that's what a Necromancer is probably going to be. Alright, so here we create them all, do all that stuff. Where am I calling this function at? I am calling it here. Yeah, no problem. All right. So with the scoreboard itself, how do I want to do this? These vertical boxes have to get added to the actual screen or the scoreboard itself. Oh, I used a horizontal box for the other one, which actually makes a lot of sense. I think that's what I'm actually going to do here as well. So whenever I create one of these, I am adding it to this horizontal box. I also have to include it here. Oh, bind widget anim. That's not what we want. That is not what we want. We want this. One Visual Studio. There we go. After this, the next thing is to make this open and close animation for the scoreboard. Sweet. Let's add an overlay here. Then we're going to add a background here as well. Ooh, that is not what we want to use. I thought I had better background image for this. That's a little better, but not the best. Okay. Now we gotta make the open and close for this. What I wanted. There we go. So I mean, I could just make this thing like become visible and then disappear. Or do I want to move this in like a certain direction? I think there's some like weird bug with like opacity. So if we like do this for like open, from C++, the last thing I remember was the binary tree. This is out of my league. No, this is definitely not out of your league. A lot of people that like know C++ like wouldn't even be able to understand what I'm doing. If you haven't like started the project and like worked with it from like day one, you have to like really go into like the nitty gritty of it to understand what's going on. So I wouldn't say it's just you or anything. It also gets a little bit complicated with all this stuff that I'm making. Where is... Yes, but we switched to Java, Python, and JS for web dev. But since the area is overflooded with full stack everywhere, I'm focused on networking. Yeah. So there is a, they call it like a roller coaster where um 1 year there's gonna be like it's gonna be overcrowded in the space. Then like the next year it's not gonna have enough, and then overcrowding. And it's just like waves of people getting in and out of the industry or like um pivoting to other careers like outside of the language that they were originally learning. So like I started with Java, but then I moved to C++, and yeah, I've loved it. I also learned JavaScript, Python, and then like inside JavaScript I learned React and did like the web dev stuff, but honest to God, web dev was probably like the most boring thing I've ever done. No offense to anybody that does it, but definitely not for me. You want to see me crash my game? Oh, no crashing yet. Why is that? I'm pressing tab. Wait, am I even calling this? Oh. No, I know what's happening. The sudden realization of the fact that I didn't update some of these pointers. Yeah, look at that. Wait, scoreboard widget class. What the hell? Except for front end. Yeah, I'm a creative, so the front end stuff was not bad at all for me. It definitely beats back end, that's for sure. Now, am I stupid? No, that is the same thing. Then why can I not pick you out? This is a child of Scoreboard widget. Huh. I think I just need to do a quick like reload on this. It probably doesn't realize that I made this. Super weird. Alright, let's recompile this shit. Apparently there's a lot of jobs in cybersecurity right now as well. And I don't think that's a I don't think that's something that's ever going to die, just because everything is moving towards that direction where it's going to be needed. Alrighty. After this compiles, we're going to see if we can get this to work. Do I like Visual Studio? Hell no. Does anybody like it? I can't name a single person, but I'm kind of forced to use it because Rider is a little expensive. If you like look at like any of my VODs from like this past week, it's just me sitting here like this. And then like when I try to press like Control S or like Control Shift S to like save my files, it like opens up like this whole like window, acting like I'm gonna save like a new file or something. But like it's not a new file. So that's been like the most annoying bug in existence. It's driving me nuts. It'll definitely happen. It's happened so many times. But I'll just be like, am I allowed to save now? Click. Nope. Okay. Am I allowed to save now? Click. Nope. Okay. I don't know. Visual, it doesn't want me to save. I can't do anything. And it's like, I can't compile without saving. Or, hot reload. So I'm just like sitting here for like 3 minutes. It's like sabotaging me, unironically. There we go. All I had to do was reset it. Now, I feel like there was something else that I was supposed to set. Yes, there is. I just remembered. In here, there was something. That would be it. Okay. It all looks good. Let's get rid of the useless messages. Let's set my default stuff up. Head over to my lobby and run this shit. I tried once ASP.NET Core Web API, and just for compile a single web controller took a lot. I switched to Spring Java after that. Yeah. There's someone else in the chat that comes in here pretty often, and they're doing a lot of stuff with like Linux, and I'm low-key kind of jealous. Oh yeah, here's the crash. Bam. Sweet. Where's my null pointer? Uh-oh. Add scoreboard widget. Array index out of bounds. I did. I'll probably be able to do that later tonight. Unless you like need it like right this second. One from an array the size of 1. Interesting. What's the number? I guess you could send me that on, or I think you were texting me. Just text me the number. Okay, index out of bounds. 1 from an array the size of that. So that means it got past this. I don't see how that's possible. So what I'm gonna do is load this up the slow way. Oh, this crash only reminds you of Fortnite? Yeah, this is the OG Unreal Engine crash. My favorite. Before I downloaded the debugging tools from the marketplace, this was basically like unreadable. It just like said, not, it gave you like no information at all. It just took like 140 gigs of downloading debugging shit that I was able to read these logs. I think I have like 1 terabyte worth of like Unreal Engine stuff on my computer. Not even exaggerating. It is, it's a lot. Friends, did you send me a message on Discord with that? Yeah, I know. Alright, time to force my game to crash again, so I can see what's going on. Bam. We're gonna get the Steam subset, or the session interface shit from Steam. We'll just zoom by that. Yep, select our teams. Scoreboard widget should kick in. Where's my call stack? Yeah, that's fine. Initialize scoreboard. This is it here. Oh, is it not going to tell me the team ID? Where are my autos at? Damn. Should be able to access I just want to know what team ID is, so I can see what's going on. It's gonna make me do this again, isn't it? Alrighty. We'll do it that way. That's fine. Just gonna set up a couple breakpoints and kind of stake this out a little bit, see what's happening. I'm gonna get this goddamn scoreboard to work. Now, if this is saying that the team ID is 255, then that's a problem. Because it shouldn't be. Loading up all its fancy shit just for me to crash it here in a couple minutes. Alright, cool. Yep. Do that, do that. Click this. Yes, I know. Assign team. Assign other team. Start game. And then smash into these breakpoints. What is my team ID? Okay, we're just gonna skip over it. What is my team ID now? Where the hell are my autos? Oh, Visual Studio. You hurt my feelings so many times. Where's my watch list at? Why do my tabs just keep disappearing? Bring back my watch list. Where the hell's my goddamn watch list? You would think it would be in view. It's not resource view, is it? Other windows? No, none of that shit. I'm definitely like breezing over it. And I'm also starting to feel a little stupid just staring at it. Alright, well, Visual Studio. Watch variables with quick watch. That's cool. Wait, view, debug, watch list. View. Okay, there's no debug there. Yeah, that's cool. Where is my... By selecting debug, Windows watch. Okay. Here it is somewhere. There you are. Variable optimized way and out of it. That hurts. That hurts my soul. Maybe I should have actually went into this. I don't even think increasing the search depth is actually going to do anything here. Autos isn't going to do shit either, eh? Wait a minute. Return 0. There we go. That's what I wanted to know. Okay. Before we do shit, I'm going to stop this here. So if it's returning 0, I mean, should I just like do... Well, technically it's going to be valid. But this is just bringing back a pointer to a vertical box. So, yeah. Okay. Okay, that was good. I want to know what you returned. It really sucks, it just doesn't like show me immediately. Yep. Oh, it was probably 1, but it wasn't telling me it was 1. So, let's break down what's happening here. First off, get this out of my face. Is 0 not less than 1? Yes, I understand. Yeah, so team ID was 1. But for some odd reason, it did not trigger this to get called. Wait, was this set to 4? No. Alright, well, I'm just gonna have to rewrite this to be a little bit better at picking that up. This is one of the things where I thought I was being fancy, but I just made it more complicated. So instead of just using num here, because that's obviously not doing shit, b allow shrinking, set to true. We actually don't want it to shrink. That's the thing. I mean, the only other way that I can think of to do this would be to create like a 2D array to house the player states. And then like, once we do that, we just go through that array and then set them onto their correct slot. But I'm already traversing through them right here, so why not just do it here? I could just hard code the number beforehand. But I really don't like doing that either. I'm just like shocked that this really did not trigger it. Do I have the logs? Did it at least trigger? Yeah, okay. So what we're gonna do here is actually print this out. And we're not going to do this. For a second, I thought my music stopped. I'm just going to check if it's a valid index or not. Oh, wait a minute. I think, I'm just being stupid, aren't I? Yeah, okay. Sets the size of the array, so when I put 1 in here, it means that the only index available is going to be 0. Well, that's cool. So the way I got to do this is make up for that. Regardless, it's always going to be teamID plus 1, because then we'll actually have the true index of teamID since this array starts at index 0. Now this up here, I think my thinking before was fine. This is 7 p.m. thinking. Hold on. I don't know why I'm just like having a massive like brain fart on this. If there's 2 teams, the number on this is going to be 2. Team ID is also going to be 2. Yeah, wait, I think this is fine. If number is less than team ID, yeah. And the other way I did this should now actually function without a problem. I hope. We're gonna build and find out though. Any day now. Alright. Hopefully this doesn't crash. Alright. Damn it. Index out of bounds? No, wait. Yeah, it was, okay. For what? Wait. Invoker HUD 846. That's a new one. 846. Oh, no, it wasn't. Technically, they're just doing this. Damn you. My logs print out the stuff I need, though. Nope, this is from before. Got it. Try to access array 1 from an array the size of 1. So you do need this. Alright, debugger, do your thing. Almost there. Yep, that'll break, that's okay. Don't care about that. Alright, hopefully my 7 PM math works this time. It did. For the most part. but my tab key isn't opening it up. Which means that I probably just didn't set it in my character class. But we didn't crash. Trying to find out where the mystery of my inputs are going. Kind of liking this music, honestly. Super relaxing. Alright, I'm gonna slouch in my chair, wait for this to actually load. It's getting there. Oh, nice. Gotta be patient. Unreal Engine is very sensitive. Can't call it names or else it'll take longer. I tested that out. Okay, it's my animation not playing. Crikey. Alright. Why the fuck? What did I even make this animation? Wait, why did I make it collapse? That was weird. Don't close. What? Okay. That was weird. I don't remember setting it like that, but I guess I must have. God damn you, why are you not opening? I didn't add it to my viewport, did I? No, I did. I did. Did I? How's my HUD? There it is. Gotta be something in this animation. What I'm probably gonna do is just take out this render opacity shit, because I've been having weird interactions with that lately. So it's something else. Alright, well, what we're gonna do now is just set the visibility, if I could spell visibility. Which is what that animation was doing anyways, but this will just make me feel a little bit better. What the fuck? It works on the client but not the server? God damn it. I'll fix that bug, don't worry. I just gotta add it to my collection of stuff to close. Did it build another one? No, it didn't. There we go. Look at that. It's a dynamic scoreboard. Directly linked to delegates that I created on the player states. So whenever a player gets a kill, it will just update the correct slot with its data. So I don't have to refresh the whole scoreboard. I'm just gonna refresh the single slot itself. You'll love to see it. Now, why is this not being made on the server? See, the weird thing is that like everything else is being made on the server except for this. It's just a little strange is all. It's saying it's created. What the fuck? Now it's working? I don't get it. Yeah. Okay. That's cool. But it is working, and it should be collecting all the data correctly. The way we're going to test that is we're just going to add more players. We'll go up to 3. And we'll assign each one to a different team, I guess. Bam. I know it looks absolutely hideous, but it's okay. We'll fix that. All I care about is that it's able to dynamically create the team lists. The next step for the leaderboards is just creating like really small things. Like displaying like which team is which, so like team IDs and everything on top of the vertical boxes and stuff like that. Nothing too crazy. That's pretty much like the easy part. The hard part is pretty much over. Oh, did I say teamless? It's late at night. Oh, teamless. Oh. You're saying like if there's spectators in the game, make like a section for those guys too? Or did I say teamless? If I said teamless, I misspoke. I could make a section for them too at like the bottom. Just make it their own like individual bar. Teamless would be players that have team ID 255. So yeah, that wouldn't be too complicated to integrate. But I'm glad I got this working. It's one step at a time. Gotta make some names and everything. I think the way I'll do this is I'll just like construct a widget on the fly. So whenever we make a widget, so like here for instance, I'm going to make like a U text block. Team number block, I guess. And this will just be a U text block static class. Just gonna have the include in here as well. That'll be the first thing that gets added to this. And then I'm gonna set the text of this to ftext from string, and then in here we're gonna do fstring from int, and we're going to pass in the team ID, which I can't because it's const, right? Oh no. Okay, no, we're good. I can't remember if the default justification for text is centered or not. I think it's left align. So just in case, what is that, eText justify? We're just gonna center it before we add it here. What we can also do is we can add some like padding and stuff to this. So the padding we're probably worried about is just bottom and top. I don't think the sides are that important right now. Do we want a uniform margin? Hmm. 15 seems like it might be a lot. Go 12. 10? 10 should be okay. And if we're doing that, the margin on this will probably just be 5. Right now, teams do start from 0. I think later on, I'm going to change that. So they just start from team 1. Or I can set up like just team names or something. But it's just a naming convention thing. I don't really care that much. Alright, why are you throwing a fit now? Team number block hides previous local declaration. Oh, you're so right. I'm just gonna put first. Horizontal box slot. Oh, yeah, true. That also has to have first in front of it. So far, so good. So when we're doing like playtests and everything, I'm just gonna rewrite the names and like how they show up on the scoreboard, and I'm just gonna replace them with Steam usernames, since this is gonna run through Steam. Which isn't too hard to do, but I can't really use that in the editor. What the fuck? Oh, wait. I added these to the goddamn horizontal box. I meant to add it to the vertical box. Fuck. There we go. Not the most aesthetically pleasing thing on the planet, but right now could not care less about that. Real quick, before I forget to do that, let me make sure that this actually closes at round end. Where is my HUD? Close all widgets. That is scoreboard widget instance. Set that to hidden. Nice. Okay. Scoreboard, rounds, all that shit, check. Tomorrow is going to be more so testing inside the rounds themselves. I gotta make sure that the scoreboard is updating properly on kills and deaths. I'm pretty sure it is, just with how I have it set up already, and where I'm pulling the data from, but always good to double check that, especially like after rounds end. I want to make sure that functionality is persisting through rounds, and that there's not any weird shit going on. But it should be fine. What else do we got to do tomorrow? Well, if the scoreboard's working as intended, I think the last thing is just making sure that the players return to lobby after the game completes. And make sure that at round end, everyone's scoreboard pops up on the screen, and they basically are like frozen in place. And then a countdown happens, and then they get booted back to lobby, or they can click a button and immediately get back to lobby. So, pretty much at the tail end of developing this game mode. And a lot of the stuff that I created in this one will be used in other game modes as well. Like the clock functionality and the rounds and everything is something I can pretty much just take out of this and put into a game mode that requires like waves of like enemies. So yeah, should be pretty smooth sailing from this point on. The goal is for tomorrow, if we get all that accomplished, probably gonna do playtesting this weekend. So I can break the game as much as possible and fix it. But yeah, with that being said, got everything I wanted to done today in the short time frame that I had. Now design is just details. Yeah, pretty much. You just need like visual indicators and a lot of stuff like that. I'm not too concerned about like the design of some of the widgets at the moment. I just need to make sure that like functionally they're sound, and then later on I can spruce them up a bit. Not an artist, but I can make stuff look pretty decent, I think. But yeah, I enjoy programming a lot more than art. Tomorrow, I'm probably going to be on around like, I'd say 11 Eastern. And I'll probably be streaming for about like maybe 3-4 hours. Me neither, so I can't recommend. Yeah. Probably be streaming for about 3-4 hours tomorrow. I think that's how long it's going to take to complete everything on my agenda. If it takes longer, I'd probably just end stream a little bit early, then come back later in the night and finish it up. But yeah, I want to be done pretty much everything by Friday afternoon, for sure. But with that being said, thank you guys for stopping by. I hope you had a great time, learned something, possibly. And I'll see you tomorrow if you tune in.